of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Hello, welcome in. Almost went live with my mic muted. How are you doing? Happy Saturday. If you're watching this on Saturday, if you're watching this on playback later, then happy Sunday, maybe before the match. Shakhtar Donetsk. I'm not going to butcher that title, this whole intro of the show, but how are you doing? Big up yourself right now. Just after 2 p.m. here in Texas. Hope you're keeping well. I'm doing fabulous myself. Enjoyed. Sorry I didn't bring any content yesterday. Friday was my wedding anniversary, so congrats to me and my wife. Yay, woo. It was our 5 years, so been married officially for 5 years and 1 day now. Shout out my wife for putting up with me for that long. But anyway, welcome in. A lot of news. Obviously, we've got one center back in. Another center back was supposed to be doing his medicals today, but allegedly now is being tomorrow. We'll look into it. But big ups, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Again, please do hit that like on your way in if you if you are watching live or if you're watching on playback. Big up yourself right now. A lot of places in the world you could be, and you chose to be here right now with me. So that means something to me. Hope it means something to you. Let's see who gets the first place prize today. Milton Nobrega says, big up with my man Jacob, a.k.a. Shirley Spurs. Shirley, but don't call me Shirley. You know the rules, Milton. Big up yourself right now. Good morning, I believe. How are you doing? Israel Uncovered says, big up, everyone. Big up, Amir. Hope you're keeping well, my friend. Adrian Schrock is in the house. Good evening, all. Good evening, Adrian. Hope you are keeping well. Lisa told you Jacob will try to watch both. Big up, Lisa. Hola, ¿cómo está? For me, sorry. I'm so sorry to Bobby K and Three Spurs Boys. Didn't realize they were doing their usual Saturday show a little bit earlier, so I did happen to schedule this at the same time as them. So big shout out to Bobby K at Three Spurs Boys. Didn't mean to step on your toes there, pal, but apologies. Future Music says, hey, Jacob in chat. What's up, Future? How you doing? Wishing healthy vibes to everyone. Healthy vibes are immaculate vibes, and you know what I say about the vibes, Future. I like them to be immaculate. Thank you for being here today as well. Caption Grandma, first YouTube chat member checking in. Good day, one and all. Good day, Caption Grandma. Big up yourself right now. Milton Nobrega says it's 6 a.m. Sunday in Australia. 6 a.m. Sunday. So it's game day. It's game day for you then. You're waking up. You're feeling good. I mean, I do talk about this often, that when it becomes less than 24 hours until kickoff, I do get a little bit excited. I get a little rambunctious. So maybe you're feeling that as well. But good morning to you, Milton. I hope you are keeping well. Lisa, happy anniversary, Mr. and Mrs. Jacob. Big up, Lisa. Thank you for that. Yeah, I was supposed to have a show this morning, but actually I didn't. So I want to say shout out to Insman TV. I see you just checked in, said big up, bro. Big up, Insman. Apologies. We're going to get you on the channel either next Saturday. We'll plan it. I'll text you right after the show, and we'll plan that thing. I do apologize, but everyone go get out there and sub to Insman TV if you're watching on YouTube. He's a good guy over there. Going to have him on the channel very, very soon. Was supposed to be today, but like I said, stayed up a little too late last night, if you know what I mean. So couldn't make the show this morning. So I apologize to Insman, but he'll be here soon. Can't wait for you all to speak, to hear him speak and to hear his opinions on Spurs. Captain Grandma says, congrats to Jacob. Just 2 years to go before you start scratching. I don't know what that means. What do you mean scratching, Captain Grandma? What do you mean? So in 7 years we'll be scratching? What does that mean? I don't know what that means, but I hope you're doing well. Dan Davenport's in the house as well. Big up, Dan. Big up. Says, hey, young Jacob, are you getting pumped for the new season starting next weekend despite Kane, who could be leaving us? Yes, and yes. Yes, and yes, and yes. I will say it this way, Dan. I'm not trying to be delusional in any sense of the word, but I am a hopeless romantic when it comes to my club. And you know what? I think that's okay to be. So for me, I'm very pumped for tomorrow. I get excited. I know it's just a preseason match. We still got Fartalonia later, and then we'll open the season with Brentford. It'll be interesting to see for sure. I just keep wanting to see more Ainge ball personally. I just continually, I want more. I need more. Dame more. Dame más. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I wonder if, a lot of people aren't really excited. Some people don't even watch the preseason matches. For me, I can't help it. Any dose of Spurs, if it's good or bad, is still a dose of Spurs that I want in my life. I want to say special shout out. I didn't shout out the patrons on the top, but you do get your own special shout out in the countdown. Special shout out to the patrons of the channel and the YouTube chat members. I will always try to prioritize your chats. Always try and bring them up. I try to bring up everybody's chats, but sometimes there are days in which there's quite a bit of viewers and it's hard to read all the comments. But I will make sure, whether you're watching as a member or as just a person who came in, hit the likes and sub, I want to make sure your voice gets heard from me, or at least I read your opinions anyway. Rick C, big up from Aussie, New Zealand, or is that like a? Because here in the States we have like TX for Texas, TN for Tennessee. Is that? I don't know what that might be, but I think it's Australia. But big up, Rick. Good morning. No, it's very, very early out there for you. Chris Killen tuning in on the Twitch. Hello, Chris. How you doing? Big up right now. Thank you for tuning in on the Twitch. Don't really have many Twitch viewers, but when I see that little Twitch icon, it's quite celebratory, I must say. But big up, Chris Killen. Thanks for being here. I don't know if on the Twitch front this is like a very good thing that people would tune into, but hey, I put it out there. People want to tune in, but big up for watching on Jacob TV. If you're watching on Jacob TV, big up yourself right now. David Calvino says, big up everyone, and my warmest regards to the people of San Antonio. Warm regards to the people of San Antonio. I myself am not in San Antonio. I'm not from San Antonio. I've been to San Antonio quite a few times, but I will tell you this, big up to people of San Antonio every single time. I want to hang on one second. Big up Gary O'Neill while you're in the house. It's a 7-year itch. Okay, that's what it is. Okay. Big up Drula in the house. I think I've caught up in the chat. Let me go ahead and welcome on. If you saw the tweet, I did tweet about it that there's a potential of a special guest, and I do have the special guest right here with me. So let me go ahead and bring him on. Let's see how he's doing. Sean, how are we doing tonight?
Hello, Jacob.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm too fabulous, man. Too blessed to be stressed. You know how I like to live. Immaculate vibes on a Saturday. It's just a little hot. It hit like 110 Fahrenheit before 10 a.m. So that's a pretty warm day. But other than that, I'm good. How are you keeping, man?
Good, mate. No such thing as climate change over in the UK. It's been pouring with rain, as it does every day in the summer here. We don't deal with the climate change. We just deal with the consequences of it elsewhere. And
don't worry, it'll show up on your doorstep soon. I think your summers will be warmer, your winters will be colder. But that's neither here nor there. I'm good, man. I'm enjoying my Saturday a lot. We obviously had the official signing. We're inching closer to the precipice of the here we go with Van de Veen. Things are looking good. I'm wondering if we might do what we did with Sessegnon and Lo Celso. Are we going to go out there and showboat them? I thought Van de Veen's medical was supposed to be today. They moved it to tomorrow. Do you know why that is?
No, how am I supposed to know that?
You're the ITK, man. You bringing all the information here, man. You tell me.
No, I don't know nothing. I make things up. When there's a dry news day, I'm joking. I don't make things up. I do indulge in clickbait. I look for any spurious link. And sometimes over the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks before this week, there was even the clickbait stuff got dried up. So I'm thinking about starting a website. And I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be called because I don't want anyone to know. And I'm just going to get ChatGPT to bang out like 50 random transfer targets. And that's what I'm going to then use as my clickbait, because as long as there's an article out there, then it doesn't matter who wrote it.
That's a good point.
Like the governments of the world, they create the problem, then they utilize the media to manage
like they're
and
solving
maintain
it.
the reaction
to
the problem, and then they solve the problem that they created. And I think that's what I'm going
You're
to do.
You're going to do that. That's
headlines.
beautiful. Behind closed doors, let me know so then I can also reference this site and be like, I have a insider information here, and I can play the other end of that. So it'll be fun. Big up Rixie, Australia, mate.
It's going to be called Spurs. Spurs doesn't talk show, and it's not going to be anything related
Spurs.
to me.
The Silent Spurs show.
The Silent Spurs show. That's the name of the blog. Oh, I shouldn't have told you that. Damn it! Now I've got to think of a new blog name. But,
so you're just going to switch the words. It'll be Spurs Silent Show.
Yeah, I'm going to get exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Keep it on brand. Big up El Tel Coquerel. I got a few bits of information I want to get through. Sean, I know you have a call in about 45 minutes from now that you're doing your first call in for your member show over there as well. So I won't keep you for too long. But if y'all don't know, Sean, I just put his I put his channel in the title. You can click it, you can go sub. But big ups. Evening, Sean. People saying hello to Sean. Big up Terry Windows, another YouTube chat member checking in. Carl Smith, a rival fan checking in. How are you doing, Carl? Cursor and Chelsea Blue in the house hitting the likes. Big up yourself. Do appreciate that. Mud FC with the alien emojis. Allegedly, I do want to get back to Spurs, but allegedly the whistleblower of the UFO stuff allegedly says that the UK is also in possession of pilots and or pieces of aircraft, but that's interesting to think about.
Well, I genuinely think that Bugsy Malone is either a dog that has bipolar disorder or she may have crash landed somewhere because she's crazy. She's a crazy dog. She's on the naughty step again tonight. But yeah, listen, I think that there is UFOs. Do you believe in UFOs?
Absolutely. I've been saying it, but now that it's all coming to light, my thought is, why are you telling me now? And
because, mate,
something's going on. Something's going on. They want us to think about the aliens. Now we're all playing Independence Day.
Don't you? Because the people that run the real world, the WEF, the World Economic Forum, they want to be able to initiate the New World Order. They want a global government, and the only way they're going to do that is if there is an existential threat that all of humankind needs to fight together. And that is a fake alien invasion. There's going to be drones that are going to be using hologram technology, and they're going to be like flying over and they're going to be lasering stuff and making it look like it's an alien invasion, but really it's just, some black ops stuff from the military. It's going to be crazy. It's going to happen circa 2028, but they're getting ready now. They're drip feeding aliens are real stuff,
Yeah, they started doing it around COVID, the pandemic, when that was happening, lockdown was going on. That's when they first started saying, "Oh, these pilots have spoken up and they've seen unidentified flying phenomena." I definitely subscribe to a lot of not conspiracy channels. This isn't, but I do like to listen to some of that stuff. I do believe that there's something going on out there. But why are you telling me now? That's what I want to know.
I lived in Washington D.C. I didn't live there. I was in Washington, D.C. for a work trip in like 2017. And I was on a train going into the city, into D.C. And I looked behind me and I saw a plane taking off from the airport. And there was this thing that was like hanging behind it. And I swear to God, it looked to me like it was like a piece of luggage, but a bigger piece of luggage that was hanging out the back. And all of a sudden it jotted off and disappeared. And ever since then I was like, well, what was that? What was that? And I realize now I'm coming across like an absolute lunatic on your channel, and I'm.
No, this is great because on my secondary channel, which I'm also streaming at the same time, Jacob TV. This is the kind of conversations I actually want to bring to the forefront that we're not having, that I don't think people are really thinking about. So I like that we've touched on the iceberg a little bit. Lisa's also seen some UFOs. So hey, what is this, Project Bluebeam stone tapes? I've never seen stone tapes in the chat talking about Project Bluebeam. So clearly we've gotten the attention.
Was written by some, I forget the guy's name. It was in the 80s, and he released, like, he said he was an insider. He was like a whistleblower of something that was in the CIA or something, and he said that the plan is exactly what I said. Essentially, the only way to unite the world in the idea of going to a global government is by creating an enemy that is outside of the human race. So
it's always been the next step. I mean, how long can we really fight people on this globe for until it's just done for? But anyway, I do have a starred comment for some football talk. This could be a nice, a man who I think is an alien on the pitch with his skill moves. Mohamed Kudus is linked with Brighton. Is this another Brighton masterclass incoming, or is it the top 6 teams dropping the ball on a potential superstar?
He's going to be a superstar. Yeah. But I'm not putting this down to Brighton's scouting system. I'm not even putting it down to the database system. Everyone who watches football, everyone who's seen the World Cup and just happens to keep an eye on football in Central Europe was aware of this guy. So I'm not giving giving Tony Bloom any credit for his wonderful data management, his science behind it. No, he's just a good player that they've got for a very good fee. And Brighton are going to be a really, really difficult team to play against next year. I mean, they always are, but their fluidity is going to be insane. The way that they're just going to be.
I was
Their
watching
front
some
four or
YouTube
five.
highlights of Brighton, and they're calling it total football, what De Zerbi's out there doing with them. And it's interesting because the transition from Potter to De Zerbi, I thought would be a little bit more shaky. I thought it would take a little bit of time, but it's almost like they got better once they made that change. It's interesting to think. I agree with you, though. I don't believe that this is a Brighton masterclass of scouting. Anyone who watches the sport, as in depth as the average fan, I would say knows who Kudus is and definitely rates him pretty highly. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, 100%.
We got the chat going off on the UFOs. Captain Grandma says, "Of course UFOs exist." Where do you think Levy came from? There was a few things I did want to. I starred on Twitter.
Enfield. I thought he came from Enfield. To be honest, I thought he grew up around the stadium. But
That's what he said, isn't it? That's what he likes to say. He was, I was a Tottenham fan as a young boy.
yeah, but, Joe Biden likes to make out he's from Scranton, Pennsylvania, and he's not.
Yeah, it's all for the image,
be,
right?
He's a DC guy. He's a DC guy. Anyway,
and Obama's from Hawaii.
What is this you do? How do you do this? What is it you do? You shift the screen up, and then you have like full screen behind it. I don't know how you do it. It's like a
production, my friend. This is production.
Yeah.
If anything, you may get some goofiness from me from time to time. If you're coming for the football chat, you may get some goofiness here on the channel from me, and I think that's part of why some people do subscribe to the channel. So shout out those who do. But what I will say is I do my best to bring some sort of production value to the game. I can show you. It's StreamYard. It's editing layouts in StreamYard. Super simple, super easy. But also I haven't perfected it, obviously, because now look, if I pull up this, I can't scroll up and show you his face. See? But it does work if I'm on my solo share like this. You see what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just playing with it. Yeah.
He's looking kid, Ash Phillips, isn't he? He's a good looking guy.
6'4", 18 years old. A lot to be excited about. I think listening to him speak, he
like
speaks.
A horse, no doubt.
He's definitely got the dong. We know that. This kid's got the esteem, but I really want to
shy of getting in the shower at school, was he? Let's be honest. He was in there first.
No timidness on that aspect there. And you know what? Who could blame him? But my question is, he may get into the showers very easily, but is he getting into this first team? Is he getting into? Is he? Are we loaning him out? Yeah, you like that. Where do you see this playing out, Sean, from a Tottenham perspective? Is he one for the future? Romero backup, maybe?
I think it all depends on what we do with the players that we've got that we need to get rid of. Like, are we going to get rid of Sanchez and Dyer and Roden? If we do, then I'm okay having 5 centre backs. I'd like us to go if we get rid of those 3 and you bring in one more, like a Tosin or someone, or a Tapsoba or whatever else, then I'm okay with him being the 5th because he won't take up a squad place. He can sit in the under 21s and be used when necessary. I don't think he's got anywhere near enough experience. 8 games in the Championship. I don't think anyone knows whether he's good enough. But what I would say, mate, like look, whatever we decide to do with him, whether we loan him out, whether we put him in the 21s, let him learn relationships with Dorrington, whether he's a bit part player in the first team, whatever. What I would say is I'm super happy with the signing. I think I've said it maybe 100 times now. Ever since Irish Hotspur Dave said it on my channel a few days ago, it really sent shivers down my spine about this idea of like Tottenham's own class of 92. I don't know if you know the reference. The class of 92 is Manchester United in 1992 when they had their like David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, Gary and Phil Neville. There's a few others that like they were just an amazing youth team that all graduated at the same time, and then Alex Ferguson brought them all in alongside the more established players like Roy Keane and Gary McAllister and Dennis Irwin and all that stuff. And that was the start. The 93 season for United was the start of this ridiculously good, successful period. And I just feel like Tottenham, have got such a wonderful youth system at the moment, or such a wonderful youth potential. Like they got the under 17 champions, the under 18 champions. Mm-hmm. We bought this kid. We bought the guy Valiz. We've got Pape Sarr, who's a little bit ahead, but he's still very young. We've got Destiny Udogie, who's ahead, but still very young. You've got Ollie Skip, who's still very young. You've got Van der Ven, who's only 23. You've got Kulusevski, don't forget, is only 24, 23, 23 and a half, 24. We've got a ridiculously solid base. And in a couple of seasons' time, if these guys all mature, then what did I say? Gary Pallister, not Gary McAllister. Thank you, Aaron. Yeah. If they all mature and they all kick on. Yeah, sorry, I called just whatever, fat fart in the mind. If they all mature at the same time and all kick on, then we could have an absolute wonderful opportunity in the next 2 or 3 years. And so I don't know what the story is going to be with Ash Phillips this year, but I'm not particularly worried about him this year. But I'm very excited for 24-25 season, 25-26 season. I think we'll have some really good kids coming through.
Speaking of good kids coming through, this is slightly off topic, but I just wanted to share something that I don't know if maybe made the rounds to everyone yet, but I thought we should go ahead and check it. This is the Messi effect right now. This guy, okay, look at his face real quick. So he asked Messi for a picture. He puts his cheek in the car, and Messi gave him a smooch.
On the chin, on the cheek.
On the cheek. A legitimate... Yeah. All right, so I'll play it for you.
How old is he?
He got a smooch from the GOAT. I mean, I remember showing my wife this. I think this was somewhere in Miami. I mean, this kid... What would you do if Messi gives you a kiss? Just real quick, off topic. What would you do if Messi gave you a little smooch on the cheek? Do you think you'd feel like this, man?
I'd probably cop a feel, if I'm honest. I'd probably go for I'd probably grab him somehow.
I would want to take at least like an arm hair with me before I go.
Find out what his intentions are. Are you just kissing me on the cheek, or are you trying to tell me something? Let's find out. And then give me a party.
Here's my WhatsApp. Yeah.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here, Lionel?
Adrian says he'll chin him. Mud FC's going for the lips. I like it, Mud. That's the same. I would do it too. The old switcheroo where you're like, right here. Oh, oops.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sorry.
David Calvino, never wash again. This is what I said. My wife was like, you're disgusting.
This guy on God status. He's not Jesus. Come on, he's just a footballer.
Did he turn water to wine? I don't know if he hasn't. We can't say he hasn't. I don't know. I don't know.
I can confidently say he hasn't.
I will tell you, I've never been a huge Barcelona fan, and I've always been like, yeah, if I had to pick between Messi or Ronaldo, I think I like Messi more. But as soon as he's touched down here in the States, it has just been Messi madness. The old club I used to work for, Messi plays them tomorrow night, FC Dallas versus Inter Miami, and the tickets there, Sean. I'll tell you,
how much they going for?
Normally $25, $27. You could get a 3-pack for $35 on some games that they can't sell. That's how they market this stuff. Now the average ticket $850. If you want a premier seat, it's like $1,500. It's insane. They're pricing everybody out. So now it's just all the LeBrons and the Kim Kardashians. Is that on the black
market? Is that secondary market stuff, or is that actually the club that's selling those tickets at
So the
price?
Club sold them at $800, and then the front level was $1,000. So if like the first row of seats around the bowl was $1,000, it's. I thought it was crazy when Rooney came to town and it sold out, and there was people outside trying to get in. But
I always thought like front row seat. Like when I remember watching Entourage.
Shout out to Hotspur Hippie.
The front row seats to the NBA, like courtside or whatever you call it, they'll cost you like $2,000 or $10,000 or whatever a ticket for a big game. But I didn't. I thought it was like the people that have those seats are season ticket holders, and they pay and they're premium seats, and they might be a lot of money. But then it's not. You're not buying those tickets at $10,000 from the team. You're buying them from some scout,
a resale,
on the street or whatever. It's nothing like that. But you're telling me actually the clubs are selling the tickets.
The club sold it, yeah. So it's insane. I know everyone in the front office, and I'm sure that they were like, "How much is too much? How much can we get away with here?" And it's interesting because being on the inside of those walls, I know how those conversations went. I know how they were like, "Okay, this much." I'm sure that they've been talked down to that price. I'm really 100% sure about that.
And it's still sold out.
and it's sold out. And there's actually an
seconds.
interesting thing with the supporters group. There's El Matador, and they have a band. I can't think of their name, but they're not allowing like half of their members, the people with all the instruments and the that create the environment at the FC Dallas game. They're not actually allowing that group in because
They can't afford the
what they're saying is they don't want it to be they don't want it to be all about FC Dallas and people be hearing FC Dallas chants. They want it to be about Messi. They don't want these people in there creating an atmosphere because they're trying to push this. This is what they claim, the supporters group. They claim that the MLS and the Leagues Cup president or whatever the title of whoever's in charge of Leagues Cup, the new competition, is really pushing these places to overcharge and to price out the regular average FC Dallas fan and bring in the celebrities, bring in the eyes and the money is what they're trying to do. And they're trying to have the Inter Miami go as long as they can. This is all again what they're saying. It's speculatory.
How much are they paying Messi? I guess they got to make their money back somehow. How much are they paying him?
I don't know the exact number, but he's getting a percentage of everything. Every jersey sale in the MLS, not just his, but he gets a percentage of all Adidas jersey sales in MLS. He gets a percentage of everyone who signs up for the Apple season pass because MLS is all on Apple now, Apple TV. So anyone who signs up for that, he gets a percentage of. He gets a percentage of game day revenue. He gets a percentage of everything. Messi has he's going to own the league before he retires. Like it's insane. And what's crazy though is you look at a club like Columbus Crew, and I'm not trying to make this an MLS conversation, but they bent the rules for Miami to have Busquets, to have Messi, and then they also signed Jordi Alba. So they kind of bent the rules. They have 4 DPs, whereas the rule says you can only have 3, and a Columbus Crew has 3 DPs that are designated player. It's basically one that you're allowed to spend. They're not from America, and you can spend a bunch of money on them. And so what has happened is the league has told Columbus Crew they can't sign another homegrown, even though a DP. So now all their DPs combined is like 13 million, and Messi is like 40 something on the salary. So he's somewhere in and around there. And it's just insane how the league has manipulated the rules to allow Messi. And I don't know if you knew this.
And everyone's okay. All the other clubs are okay with it as well.
They all paid for it. They helped Miami fund this.
Wow.
So Dan Hunt, the owner of FC Dallas, and every owner of every MLS club, they all paid a percentage to bring Messi here. So it wasn't just
they're only going to play, even though he's only going to play once at the stadium, at your stadium.
But that one time, they're milking the cow for the gold. You know what I mean? Everyone around them is. I mean, look at these tickets. They're making.
So you got like a 50,000 seater stadium. And
it's 26,000. Toyota Stadium is 26,000.
26,000 seater stadium, and some of those tickets are going for $1,000 a pop. So that the match day revenue is going to be just on tickets alone 10, 12, 15 million, whatever, something mad like that from it.
Think about all the Messi jerseys are going to be selling in the pro shop at the stadium.
Just from ticket revenue though, yeah.
So it's madness. But it's just. I don't know what relation this has to Spurs. I just thought it was something interesting I wanted to talk to you about because you're a finances guy. Is this like the most completely unheard of deal?
I'm a capitalist as well, right? Like I'm always like, if people are willing to pay it, then you've got
no promotion or relegation. So if Messi comes to town and stomps you 6-1, what's the worst that's going to happen? You make 20 times what you normally make on match day. I think they're okay with that. So that's
mad to me. It's absolutely mad. But I don't know. Like when you hear you're selling tickets for $1,000, I don't know. Look, if I'm gonna make the claim with Tottenham ticket prices that, if the prices go up but they're still sold out every game, then it's the demand and supply. I guess you have to make the same argument for $1,000 tickets, right? If they're still if the tickets are still sold out, then supply and demand. It's supply and demand. It is what it is. It is what it is. For me, I think the argument should be that there should be salary caps, or there should be, like American, like I guess other sports that are protected by the limited access to play the game, like American football, for example, or NFL. There's only 32 teams, and there's no other competition, right? So basically, like they can control they can control the college system, the draft system. They can set the rules. It'd be very, very difficult in order to implement things like that in football because it's a global sport. And You know, it's not a game that is particularly orchestrated around college. So I feel like it's a shame, but people's frustrations and anger are in the wrong places. Like the club has to find a way to pay for $500,000 a week salaries like Harry Kane will be getting soon, or like whoever, right? And so like those requirements to up the prices that do price out people that can't afford them. I don't know who's really to blame on that front. Is it should you be blaming people like Daniel Levy and the chairman of the football clubs, or should you be blaming the fact that these footballers get paid as much money as they should? Should the players not demand those sorts of monies? I don't know where the ultimate, who is responsible for the money in football that makes it so out of reach to the average fan. I don't know. It's a very complex issue, Jacob.
Well, I brought up Miami. I remember now the segue I had planned, hours ago when I was thinking of the show. This is the segue from Messi in Miami. Another man we all know and love with wired headphones flew to Miami yesterday. According to some photos of going around on Twitter, this Daniel Levy flew to Miami. We know here in the States, if you're going to the Bahamas, that's where you fly to go there. We also know that he has a stay in Orlando. He has like a mansion out there, if I'm not mistaken, in Orlando. And then he has... Okay. So I'm wondering, I've read reports that he went there to visit family. So it's interesting. Bayern put this deadline, this quote unquote, this deadline, right? And then they go, and then he's like, okay, when's the deadline? I'll be in America by then with my family on holiday. And I find it, the power move is funny to me, because Bayern have been trying to bully us into this deal. It seems they've been trying to like really get by.
Ridiculously disrespectful. If what we're reading is true, like Bayern Munich are upset that Daniel Levy didn't respond in time, didn't meet their deadline. So then,
hey, I'm in Miami. Excuse me.
That Messi goal guy going, oh, there was no deadline, because they were embarrassed that Daniel Levy had the stones to say, screw your deadline. You put a deadline on me, I break your deadline. You don't make the rules. Like, you have to respect Daniel Levy for the stubbornness and for the kind of, who you think you're talking to. I'm Daniel Levy. This is Tottenham Hotspur. Bayern Munich are not going to tell us how to conduct business. You don't have any stake in it. You're not the power player in this game. There's only two people that control this conversation: Harry Kane and Daniel Levy. Bayern Munich, you're a participant in the conversation. You're not the director of it. But yeah, I don't think Daniel Levy's gone away for 2 weeks, mate. Like this idea that he's on a 2-week break in the middle of the transfer window with 3 days, with 2 games in 4 days.
I totally think it was a power move, though. I think it was just a coincidental timing and a power move.
He got on the plane and then come straight back on a private jet so that he can come back and, just for the picture. Yeah.
That's what it's probably his wife. Let's be real. His wife went and snapped the photo like she's some dude in the airport. Let's leak this, and then everyone's gonna be like, Daniel Levy ain't taking no shit. I loved it. I loved the move, honestly.
Doppelganger. Like, I'm sure it's not hard to find like
the airport Daniel Levy's actually his twin or something.
Yeah, well, just like I'm sure if you look like him, it can't be that difficult to get an agent somewhere to find someone that looks just like him and then place him strategically in public spots.
That's smart. Hey, we put on the 10 hats earlier in the show, and we can put them on again, and we can say this is Daniel Levy's lookalike.
I never take mine off, bro. Mine's
it's his decoy.
This thing is lined. This hat is lined in tinfoil, my man.
I love it. That's must be why we always got along, Sean. Big up Derek Smith. I want to say big up Paul with Hotspur Hippie sending us a little raid. Any raid is a good raid. 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. And I'm glad that Paul's here as well. Derek Smith in the house. Tyler's in the house. Big up Tyler, my American brother, says, do you think if we get the 100 for Kane, you would want to replace him with a Kolo Muani type player or get Tapsoba and a CDM like Amrabat or Paulinho? Sean, I'll ask you first. Yeah, you go get Paulinho?
Yeah, sure up the back line. Well, I wouldn't get Paulinho now. He's injured. He's broken his shoulder. He's going to be out for 3 months. But I think that if we got 110 million quid, let's, for example, say, I'd rather use 40 of that on a player. Funnily enough, a player like Kudos would have been excellent, even though he's an attacking midfielder. I think he could have played as a forward, like as an out and out. He's got utility, but someone
I never
like
mentioned him.
Someone like.
Sorry, you brought up Kudus, and I just wanted to caveat that with I would have mentioned him in our candidates for who we should go and get if I had known he was going for that price. I thought he would be a 70 million type player, and he would never come here.
This market is weird, man.
It's
There's some players some players that are going 4 or 5 times more than they should, like Livramento going to Newcastle from Southampton for £40 million. The geezer's played, he's been in football for 2 years and he spent 18 months on the bench. Talented guy, don't get me wrong, but why are you paying 40 million? 40 million for Livramento or 40 million for Mohamed Kudus? Like, what are we doing here?
I know where my money going. Yeah, that's insane to me.
One of them's in euros. The cheaper one is Kudus in euros. It's bonkers to me. But yeah, to answer the man's question, I don't want us to go and drop all Harry Kane money on a replacement. I want us to go. I mean, this is presuming that there's not other money to spend. I want us to go and spend, 60-70% of that money on making sure that our back line is tight as a duck's ass, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I want a center back, whether that means we have to take some of the Kane money to get a top center back along with Micky van de Ven. I'm totally cool with that. Or getting the 6. Everyone's talking about the 6. When Hotspur goes, we need a 6. And even if Hotspur stays, he could be the backup for the 6. But we need someone out there is what I've been hearing.
I think Hotspur can play in the 6.
That's what I'm hearing. But again, since Hotspur has been here, my argument's always been, name me a midfielder who's been better for longer than him since he's been here. Who's been the most consistent?
Availability is the best ability.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's my drum I keep beating. But I do see it as like if he doesn't fit this system, I've never claimed to understand completely what Ainge ball is and that Pierre-Emile Hotspur can't. Like when people say Kane can't fit this system or Hotspur can't fit this system, I look at it like maybe they can, maybe they can't. I haven't seen it yet to see that they can't. Yes, Kane has been in Maddison's way quite frequently. He's not getting as many chances in the box as over Richarlison in the second half of these preseason matches. But I'm just judging based on what I've seen from Spurs. Like I haven't gone back and watched Celtic. I just want to see what Ainge does with Spurs. I saw the Scottish Cup final.
The role of the 6 for me, when we have the ball and we're building it up, you have to have supreme confidence in the 6 ability to spread the ball quickly, accurately, long, short, in the air, on the floor, whatever he wants to do. So you have to have supreme confidence in the guy's ability on the ball to pass. You have to have supreme confidence in his ability to fill the gap in the transition. So that guy who sits in the 6 is going to just sit just in front of those 2 centre backs. And then when we lose the ball, and we're going to lose the ball so many times in transition, then the other teams are going to break. You need that 6 to have like mobility so that he can. There's going to be like almost 1/5 of the pitch where he is going to be the only player in the transition that Tottenham can look to go and close down the person who's the recipient on the break. And that guy, whoever he is, he needs to have long legs, needs to be fit. And this is what, and also he has to be good at tackling.
Careful there. You said long legs. I thought you said something else.
No, not long legs. Not long legs. But it's all right, long legs. I genuinely do think that Pape Sarr has the potential to become a superstar 6 in the Ange system. He's got the mobility. He's got the legs to cover the ground. He can pass the ball. He is confident. He needs to work on his defensive tackling stuff and the interceptions. But I think if I'm Ange, I'm looking at him and thinking maybe he's not ready just yet to be the ever-present 6. But if he does well and he learns and he keeps his feet on the ground and stays injury-free, to me, I think he is the most natural 6 that we have physically for what the role demands.
Interesting. I love that, Sean. Thank you for that. Big up Jace, new name in the chat with a cat. Meow meow. Big club coming off like backwater farmers. It's a huge surprise. It is strange tactics indeed. Big up Adrian Schroka. I saw this. I saw you throwing this around, I think, in Time Added On Alan's channel earlier today. You threw around that maybe Joe Lewis is bugged. So Daniel Levy had to fly so he couldn't do a Zoom or a phone call or a FaceTime or Skype. Ooh. I don't even know if Skype's around anymore, but maybe the U.S. are keeping tabs, which technically they don't need it's not like a bugging anymore like they used to do in the Cold War. It's more of just like, hey, let's listen in on his phone device. Let's listen in on his devices. Yeah. It's a lot easier.
No one's sneaking in and putting in a listening device in the phone in the back of the TV. And
it's already sitting in his pocket. You know what I mean? It's sitting on his desk. Everyone's got
every TV, every device, everything that connects to the internet we can use. Thank you very much.
I do know that I read in the article he's not allowed to board any of his yachts. That he's unauthorized to board any yachts because of I mean, obviously he could just sail across the world, and then the jurisdiction becomes kind of murky waters. So maybe, I don't want to speculate, but I do like to speculate. I'm saying Daniel Levy went to Miami because what Adrian Stroke was saying, he's tapped, he's bugged. It's Cold War out here versus Joe Louis, and Daniel Levy had to go make sure his comrade's doing all right.
Maybe they need to go and sit in a like a steam room or something and just have a 1-to-1.
Play some loud
like
Russian music in a steam room and then talk.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Ain't no technical devices surviving that moisture and that humidity. Hey, Jacob, mate, I'm so sorry, dude. I've got to jump because I've got to get ready for this.
Man, no worries. Appreciate you joining.
But, mate, I love you to pieces, man. I wanted to come on and say hello. I'm going to say hi to everyone in the chat. Lock in the chat. Enjoy your show with Jacob. And I'll come on again this week, okay? Or this week coming.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Big ups. If you want to go, if you haven't already subscribed to Spurs Talk Show, it's in the title. I will pull up the link and put it in the chat for y'all. At the end of the show, I will go ahead and redirect all of y'all there to cap off the night with a little bit of Spurs Talk Show call-in show. It is the first ever call-in show for your members you've had before, right?
Yeah, and I'm scared because A, I haven't done it, and B, if my internet plays Silly Beggars, then whoever's going to be on the show, they're going to be left like holding the baby whilst I'm trying to reconnect. So we'll see how that goes.
That's fun.
But whatever, what will be will be. Love you, my man. I'll see you soon. Okay, thanks for having me.
Yeah, big ups, buddy. Thanks for joining. There he goes. Spurs Talk Show. Sean Butler, the greatest. Big ups him. Everyone, I see 80 of y'all in the house. If you are going to go over there and check out the call-in show, please do hit that like before you go. Participate in the poll. The poll today is favorite news for today, and in the lead right now is Ashley Phillips officially signed, so it looks like we're all very much happy about Ashley Phillips getting signed. Micky Van de Veen seems to be coming in second with his medical being on Sunday, and then is also tied for second, Ainge Ball versus Shakhtar match tomorrow. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for all of these personally. I like to put a little bit of myself in every single answer, but please do partake in that poll. Partake in hitting the like and subscribe if you are new. It does help the channel go a long way, so I much appreciate you. Again, if you want to hang out to the end, I'll probably go for like another 30-40 minutes tops, and then I'll just redirect everybody on over to Sean's channel, so you can go ahead and hit the likes up over there as well. But let's see here. Where was I at in the chat? Let me say what's up. Caption Grandma says Ali Gold June 27, 2023. Spurs still making it very clear that they would immediately reject a bid for Harry Kane should they receive one. Yeah, so far we have. You're right, Captain Graham. No change yet, but who knows? $40 million for James Madison. That's a good bit of business. Plus, you sent Harry Winks the other way. Derek Smith, I like that. Gary O'Neill says Levy probably jetted off to America because he is selling Kane and doesn't want to hear backlash. I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if he's at the match tomorrow. Gary, I would not be surprised if Daniel Levy's sitting up there at the match tomorrow. I don't think he's going to get a bunch of backlash personally. I think people are more upset about the ticket price increase more than they are about the Kane thing. Not sure if there will be a backlash if Kane is sold. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people, the percentages of fans have been swaying on the side of, I just want this to be over / maybe it's better we move on now. Scott M says when your best asset is health, I'm not sure that is good enough. Nope, not saying Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is good enough, but he was there. And you know what? Sometimes being present is a present in itself. Big up, Lisa. Yeah, I will be on the Irish Hotspur tomorrow post-match for a little post-match show over there on the Irish Hotspur. So, yeah, I will be there for that. Hope to see you there. Captain Grandma 100 CIA drone circling Lewis's yacht. Yeah, he's not allowed to board it. He ain't going anywhere. Big up, Sean. Yep, everyone's saying big up, Sean. Appreciate that. David Calvino says perhaps they're all meeting at Mar-a-Lago. Nobody's bugging that place at the Mar-a-Lago. Nick De La Torre says, do you know where the game will be aired in the U.S.? It will be on Apple TV. Let me see if it's free. I'll check right now for you. It is not. So it is Apple TV, MLS Season Pass. So if you're like me and you want to skip the whole MLS Season Pass thing, there's some websites out there I'm sure you could find. Big up that Vestal says, hey, we got Messi today in Dallas. Yep, he traveled officially to Dallas today. I'm sure he touched down. I'm sure that was mayhem over there at DFW Airport. But he will be playing tomorrow in Frisco. That's quite insane. Stone Tapes. Big up Stone Tapes. New name in the chat. Appreciate you being here. If you're new and I haven't met you yet, tell me where you're coming from. I enjoy knowing where all the viewers and all the chatters are, where they're located. I pride myself in that. I enjoy that about YouTube. So Stone Tapes says Samuel Ritchie is a decent prospect for DM, but I guess we're looking for a ready now DM. I would assume we're looking for a ready now, but you know what they say about assuming. You never know. I like this name. This isn't a name I've heard before. I'm gonna actually pull it up in a separate browser and look him up because you know what? You may be onto some. I get some good recommendations here in the chat from time to time. Samuel Ritchie. Here, I'll go ahead and share this with y'all so y'all can see this with me. Italian soccer player, 21 years old from Torino. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Value around 20 million euros. Not bad. Young DM. Nice. Good rec there. I will definitely check him out. Dry Roast Peanut, big up, Mr. Peanut. How was your anniversary? It was swell. Played some games. I won some games. I lost some games. Had a nice dinner. Got another dinner planned tonight. Gonna have a little anniversary weekend, but I got time to play right now. Big up Christopher LaPlante, I don't know, but big up Chris, new member, grabbing the Lovers Lane membership. Big up yourself right now. Appreciate the support. You are all very near and dear to my heart. Again, if you want to grab your membership, it's just a button over there. You could do that. But if you want to do the free thing and hit that like, hit that subscribe, it is just as important to the show as becoming a member. But I want to say especially thank you to Christopher. You're now part of the United Spurs of America family. Welcome to La Familia. I hope you're doing well. And big ups. Thank you for grabbing that membership. And I appreciate all of you that have hit that like. I see 48 likes, 53 votes. I put it this way. A lot of people have different analogies for what they call the like. On United Spurs of America, I see it as this. I come here, I'm hosting a party. All you got to do to bring free beer to the party is hit that like. Cost you nothing. All you do is on your way into the party, bring on the free beer or drop off some free beer on your way out. Either way works. As long as you bring the free beer, helps the party keep going, helps the channel, helps me fight the ongoing battle of the algorithm. Derek Smith says, regarding the ticket prices, doesn't bother me in the slightest as I don't go to games. Same as the majority of the worldwide Spurs fans. I can understand for ticket buyers though. Absolutely, Derek Smith. I really have no eggs in this basket personally. I haven't complained about it because it doesn't really affect me until I fork out the change to go to a match myself. But until that happens, I already know it's going to be a huge financial investment. So what's a couple hundred more per ticket, I guess, at that point. So yeah, it doesn't really bother me, but I could see if you're a regular, if you're a local, you're getting priced out, and that's not really a nice thing to do. Spursy, or Spursy. I don't know how you want me to pronounce it, but I like your picture. It looks like you're fishing. New to the channel in southern France. Ooh, oui. I will promise not to do horrible French accents, but I tend to do horrible accents on my own anyway. But anywho, let me go ahead and share this with y'all. Let me share that. Click on this. So I saw this I'm pivoting the conversation to Harry Kane for a moment. Because, of course, it always comes back to freaking Harry Kane for some reason. Bless up, bro. Hope you're cool. I am J Kismet. Big up. You've been here several times as a Liverpool fan. Big up. Carp Angler, Spursy. Big up. Carp Angler. I like that. An angler. That's a tough way to fish. I'm not going to lie. So Bayern Munich have booked Harry Kane's medical, allegedly, per this guy, Roz Osman. Who is this guy? 37.2 thousand, football writer for LondonWorld.com, passing on what I hear. So this man's passing on the news that Bayern Munich have booked Harry Kane's medical after submitting a fresh £86.24 million bid for the striker in the last 2 hours, but will walk away from the deal if Spurs insist he's not for sale. Tottenham Hotspur chairman Daniel Levy will take time to respond, but has moved from outright rejecting bids to thinking about the latest offer. So maybe there is a little bit of a change. We will see. And I think the proof will be in the pudding. But it's an interesting debacle, this Kane thing. He's agreed to it. He wants to go. Harry Kane seems adamant about that fact. For me, I'm a little bit like Daniel Levy, like pay the money you want the man. That's just how I feel. Pay the money if you want the man. That's just the nature of the beast. I know we got to start over at some point, but what do y'all think about this? Do you think Bayern Munich actually booked a medical, or is this just more media waffle per usual? Fabi Gee, big up Fabi Gee, new to this channel, based in the ATL. Big up, Georgia brother. How you doing? Love the ATL. Always had a great time when I went through there. Great city, huge city, but beautiful. Y'all got more nature than people think you got, and I like that. Big up Fabi Gee, an American checking in with me on United Spurs of America. Big up Alfred Oscarson. Says, I like you because you chill and you don't act like you know anything. Big up. Yeah, man, I'm a humble dude. I'm not going to act like I know things that I don't know. I will only speak on things I do know. And if I don't know, then go ahead and educate me. Sometimes I get things wrong, and that is okay. We are human. That is what we do. Big up, Fabi. But yeah, appreciate that, Alfred. I try to always bring immaculate vibes to the channel. That's like a goal when I started this. I never wanted it to be too, yes, get emotional, but I didn't want it to be like an angry channel, a yelling channel. I just wanted it to be like a good time. Let's talk ball and let's have a good time like we're chilling. So that's just always how I approached it. I enjoy meeting people and having conversations with diverse opinions. Whether I agree or disagree, that's part of the beautiful part of human nature. So I do appreciate you tuning in for the chillness, for the immaculate vibes. That's what I strive for here. Chris LaPlante, the newest member of the Hotspur of the United Spurs of America family, says, I'm from Manassas, Virginia, and got to support my fellow American Spurs fan. Big up, Christopher LaPlante. I love this, that, you know what, as an American fan, we get a lot of grief. I feel like our battle as a fan to prove our knowledge is always uphill. Because we're American. I was on a channel yesterday and they said, oh, forgive him for his silly opinion because he's just an American. And it's like, you know what? That's cool. If that's what you want to do, I don't really like no skin off my back. But my feeling is it doesn't really matter where you were born. My eyes still work the same. My brain still works the same. But that's just me. But big up to every American that does show support to the United Spurs of America. That's what it's all about. We're trying to be international out here. We're trying to be national, in the national and international. And Gary O'Neill says, Kane doesn't want to sign a new contract, so the best thing for us is for him to go to Bayern Munich and reinvest the money into the squad. Gary O'Neill, this is a good point that you bring up regarding Harry Kane. Do we want him to hang around and then potentially go on a free to somewhere inside the country? I would almost prefer we just sell him outside the country and, and test our luck that way. Because I don't want to play him twice a year. I don't want him to come to the lane and bag a hat trick or something. And I just don't want that to happen. Imagine him in Manchester City. I'm not even going to say Chelsea Blue, but imagine him in Manchester City Red scoring a hat trick in front of the South Stand. That's a nightmare. I don't even want to think that. Well, there's probably still going to be Spurs fans who say he's one of our own while he's sitting there scoring. I'd prefer he sits in Munich Red personally, so he doesn't have to play us. We're not playing Champions League. We ain't going to see him at all. Big up JK says exactly. This guy's blessed. What star sign are you, bro? Star sign. I'm a Scorpio, my friend. I'm a Scorpio. Derek Smith, the media are adamant that Kane is adamant about leaving Spurs. Doesn't mean it's 100% true. Good point, Derek Smith. I feel like when all these things are circulating in the media, I think this is Dell from Irish Hotspur chat and Spurs Talk Show chat. Big up yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Finally got you here in the chat. I feel blessed. But I agree. I'm operating off of what I see and what I read, but I'm also, I subscribe to the idea that the media could just be saying stuff to fill the air, much like content creators do when there's nothing going on. So why don't you just stir the pot a little bit? I understand that. And I agree. This is something I always do when I go on other shows is when people say, oh, I know for a fact this, I know for a fact that. And I say, you do? How do you know for a fact? And most of the time it's just, speculatory, but there are people who do have inside connections. I think I was debating a guy named Johnny on Sean's channel yesterday, and he knows people in the club. He's got actually ITK info. So I called him out on it. He's like, no, I do know for a fact because I got a guy who's told me. I'm not going to tell you who. And I'm, hey, okay, cool. That's what I'm saying. I'm here to learn and grow and have a good time. That's what it's all about here. Big up, big up. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio. Derek says, I like a chilled channel as well. You know, Paul's channel is the same. I like the chill. Paul Hotspur Hippie, that is my dog. That is my man. It's funny because he wakes up and then he goes live. And it's like every day I'll just be like, hey, bro, here's the link. Come on if you want. If you're not going live, if we're not overlapping, like, come on if you want. He always has the link. I love Paul. That's my guy. Hotspur Hippie, great channel. Great channel. Always got time for Paul Hotspur. Scott M says we 100% need a French accent to go with the spot on Oliver Twist and Axl Rose. I didn't know I do an Axl Rose impression. I just wore a headband. I occasionally wear a headband because these things hurt my ears after a while. Scott, I love you, bro. Thanks for being here. Big up YouTube chat member as well. Steve D says, we haven't won anything with Kane in 10 years. We won't win anything with Kane next year. Just sell him, get some cash. I couldn't handle a free for Chelsea or United. I agree, Steve. Let's just sell him. I did originally at the beginning of the window. I said when it was like Real Madrid, etc. I said 100 is my minimum I would go for Kane. 100 million pounds. And then I've talked myself down. The lowest I'll go, then it went to 90 and then 85. Now I'm sitting, I'll take 80 million pounds personally, just to get it done and just to turn the page. Let's take a step forward. Scott M. Jacob only shouting out Americans, biased against Canadians. No, Scott, never against a maple syrup merchant like you. I got all the time for you. I always shout you out. I just love finding out where people are from. And it's uplifting when I find my American brothers are out here supporting me as well. It's an empowering thing. But big up Scott M and the Canadian brothers as well. I did also shout out Bobby K at the top of the show as well. He's a Canadian guy, so there you go, Scott. Milton Nobrega. I get the same as being an Aussie. People assume we know nothing about football, which isn't true because in Australia we love football. Coys, in Ange, we trust. Big up Milton. I know you know your ball. That's the thing. It's like even, the most frequent football watchers, I would say, can still get it wrong. Pundits, Hall of Fame, or not Hall of Fame, but like all-time Premier League greats, when they go and they talk about things on TV, they get it wrong too. So we all get things wrong and we all get things right. Luckily, I was pitching Micky Van de Veen and Gift Orban in January, and guess what? This summer we're already about to get Van de Veen. Now we're linked with Gift Orban. So hey, maybe I do know a thing or two about player scouting. Tottenham, holler at me. I'll advise your scouts. I'll help you. You don't even got to send me nowhere. Just give me media access and etc. Maybe send me a jacket. How about that, Tottenham? Send me a jacket and I'll do some scouting for you. Ian Ferguson, big up Jacob, another American brother. Not just shouting out my American brothers either, but big up Ian Ferguson out there in Cincinnati. David Calvino, I've met Spurs fans around the world and sometimes their knowledge of Tottenham is bigger than mine. David, that's what you may see, honestly. There's sometimes people come into the YouTube world and they've been a fan since like last year, 2 years ago. But they're talking their talk and they're backing it up with facts and information. And that's the thing is like, it doesn't matter how long or where you're from. What matters is like, what does Spurs mean to you? That's what matters to me. What Spurs mean to me is more than anything that I could say on a stream or express. So personally, I think for people like me, since we're working harder for it, we have to be knowledgeable. I can't just come up here and say, oh, this, and the other, without actually knowing anything. I know a couple things, but there's always more to learn. I know that much. Yeah, I want Kane to go to Munich. Don't need other teams strengthening. Absolutely agree with that. Correct, Dell S. Big up, Dell. Derek, I don't know what you prefer me to call you, but big up. Appreciate you being here. We did just hit 1 hour officially on the stream. Big ups everybody who's here, who's tuning in live, tuning in on demand. Big up yourself right now. I also want to say special thanks to Sean for hopping on for a little bit. And I know his call-in show's starting very shortly, but big ups to everyone who's here live or on demand. Please do hit that like. We're sitting on 63 votes, 60 likes, looking pretty. I appreciate everyone who has done it thus far and everyone who will do it on playback. I appreciate y'all. Spursy says a fan is a fan, whether from America, UK, or wherever. Come on, you Spurs. I appreciate that, Spursy. That's exactly how I feel, my friend. Let's see. Chill is the best. No point in getting upset over football. Life's too short. I do get not upset. I get emotional because I'm a very, like my emotions are in this sport. I love my club. So I understand when things get a little heated, debates get a little heated, but again, it never has to be disrespectful, in my opinion. We can debate, we could go back and forth on our opinions. Never has to be disrespectful. It's a great thing. Attack the argument, not the person. That's what I love the most. So sometimes I can be not very chill, especially when it comes to the likes of a certain somebody I won't mention, but wears the number 15. I get a little emotional about that, and I can be a little out of bounds sometimes. So I apologize, and sometimes people get offended by what I say because I get emotional at times, but I always try to keep the vibes immaculate. Don't you worry. Caption Grandma, actions speak louder than words. Ainge knows what's going on, so if Kane plays against Shakhtar and then Barcelona, you've got to assume Kane's staying, or else Kane playing would be pointless. Absolutely agree. That, and I have heard that apparently his involvement in the Shakhtar game, the board wants, this is just what I've heard, speculatory information I hear from people. Maybe they heard it from somebody, maybe they're speculating themselves, but I've been told that allegedly the board wants Sunday, tomorrow, to be the decision to be made. So I'm assuming, now let's go a little bit with the tinfoil hat. Let's put it back on for a second. If Daniel Levy flew to Miami, let's say, and he talked with Joe Louis, they went over the numbers, they went over what they're going to do, game plan, etc. They say, yes, let's do the deal. Now Levy flies back. The decision's been made. And then on Sunday, we really are going to see. That's my hope here, because I'm ready for this saga to be over. I'm ready to know what's going to happen with my club and with my striker. I want to know, are we getting this done? Or are we just having fun? That's what I want to know. So I do think tomorrow will be a huge indicator on whether Kane's staying or going, at least allegedly from a board's perspective. That's what they're saying. Mud FC's from Michigan. Hey, shout out Michigan. I got some people out there in the Great Lake area. I don't know what they call that, but the Great Lake area. Gary O'Neill. I'm Irish. Big up Irish. Big up Ireland. I love David Harris, Patty Hartnett. I actually met up with a friend of Patty Hartnett here in El Paso. He flew through to El Paso, hung out with him the other night. A nice Irish lad. He was a United fan, but still a nice Irish lad. Gary O'Neill says, my opinion, wherever you support Spurs, from Antarctica to Timbuktu, makes no difference. You're family to me. Big up Gary O'Neill. You're family to me as well. See you here a few times. Appreciate you. Your family. That's what I'm saying. We all love Spurs. We all want us to have the same thing, which is glory, glory, glory. So sometimes we just think about it going about it different ways, but that's okay. We're all going to meet up in whatever way we go about it. We'll meet up on the same route, and it's going to be hopefully success. Alfred Oscarson says, I would like Kessie for Højbjerg, nothing less. And then Sean D says, Kessie's going to Saudi. Big up Alfred and Sean D as well. Kessie is indeed going to Saudi. It looks like they're going to be getting a decent little chunk of change, Barcelona too, and that Barcelona then could use that chunk of change to go and get João Felix. And then if they go and get João Felix, then Atletico Madrid will have the money to go and get Højbjerg. And then we got to look at who are we bringing in at that point. I know Sofian Amrabat was linked with United, and he didn't play with Fiorentina the other day. I don't even think he was included in the squad, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But big up Sean D, new name in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Big up. JK says it doesn't matter where you're from. Everyone thinks they know ball, but you can tell the ones who do. Exactly. I'm not ever going to act like I know something I don't know. I'll tell you that much. When we hired Ainge, I've always said I never watched a dude except the the Scottish Cup final. I always call it the Celtic Cup. Darren Wimbledon, isn't it live on Spurs Play? Yes, it is live on Spurs Play. Shakhtar and Barcelona will both be live on Spurs Play. Spurs Play, send me some money. I'm plugging your shit. Send me some money. Ian Ferguson, it's time to take the money and run on Kane. Hate to see him go, but it's time. There it is, Ian. We're saying the same thing. El Tel Coquerel is saying he's staying, Bayern will never know. I love Harry Kane. I don't want him to leave, but if he does, we need to get some money and let's get it done. It doesn't matter where you're from. Okay, I just read that. Dry Rose Peanut, don't worry, Jacob. Most of these fan channels don't know their ball. You just say that. They just say their opinion loudly. Love the show. Big up Dry Rose Peanut. Appreciate you showing some love to the channel. You've become a frequent chatter, and I do appreciate you always tuning in, Peanut, my man. Or woman. I don't know what you are. I'm not going to gender you. You're just a peanut. Missed only 3 games live or on TV in over 45 years. And that was because you were in the hospital. Wow. I will say that since I've become a fan, I've yet to miss a match on. No, I did miss half of a match when my son was born. I think it was we were playing Sheffield United, if I'm not mistaken, during lockdown. That's when my son was born. I remember because I was like, we lost or we drew or something nasty, and I was like, what the hell? And I'm in a hospital. It was not a good moment. But you know what, Spurs? Look at this. 3 games in 45 years. That's dedication. That's a Spurs fan to me. Battle Juice. What a name. Battle Juice. We are human beings, not sports fans, aren't we? But we are human beings, not sports fans, aren't we? We are human beings, and we could be sports fans. Wow, I'm really tangling up my words. Sorry, y'all. 1 second. Always got to pause for the cause. Hydration Nation, drink up. Alfred Oscarson, supporting Spurs is definitely emotional and universal. Just ask my nerves. And I think it's funny, too. People always ask, you're American. Why did you choose to support Spurs? You know what? That just shows you how dedicated I am. Yesterday, Lavia was on the bench for Southampton and didn't get a game. He's their best midfielder, so it's looking like he's leaving. Yep. But apparently they rejected the latest bid from Liverpool, but it's interesting what's going on over there. Iceland. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Reykjavik? Reykjavik, Iceland. I'm sorry I'm butchering your city. I do apologize. But big up. Iceland. First Iceland in the chat. I like that. That's really cool. Isn't Iceland green and Greenland's icy? That's what I heard. I could be wrong. That's what they say in the American school system. Don't get mad at me. Psychedelic Shaolin. Ooh, that's a cool name. What's good, Jacob? I hope you're blessed and enjoying life. Do you think City will drop off next season? If they get rid of Bernardo Silva and Gundogan in the same summer, it's going to be tough for them in the midfield, but it looks like they're trying to keep hard on. Pause. They're trying to keep Bernardo Silva, is what it looked. Yesterday, apparently, Pep did say that that under no circumstance will they listen to offers about Bernardo Silva, but allegedly Bernardo Silva wants to go play with Gundogan in Barcelona is the latest. If they lose both of them, I think there could be a little bit of a drop-off, but I still see them winning the league. They've just signed the record for a center back, and they took their time with it. They didn't even need to rush it. They got Josko Vardiol, someone that we all wanted, but we're never going to get. So they're definitely going to be good. They got more center backs than they need. It'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. I don't think they're going to drop off. My prediction is that they should win the league, in my opinion. Them or Arsenal. Arsenal spent the most money out of anybody in the past 4 years, something like that. Battle Juice, don't you hate people that change their sports views according to who is winning the season? I think sports views could be fluid, especially to see how things are panning out. But like, in a sense, I see what you're saying, and I do agree. But like, well, I guess my opinion on Arsenal never changed when they were the top of the league. I was always like, nah, fuck them, they're gonna lose. I always knew they'd bottle it. I always said that. It was more me hoping than knowing. Just kind of saying it with a little bit of chest, I think goes a long way. Top 6 predictions from the Psychedelic Shaolin. Let's see here. Top 6, I'm going to say City. Second, I will say Liverpool. United. Third. United or Liverpool, that's interchangeable. But I think City will win the league. Second is either United or Liverpool. And then third is the other one. Fourth, I could see Arsenal. I could even see Chelsea sneaking that 4th or 5th. So I'm going to say 4th goes to Arsenal, just to be as realistic as possible. I'll say 4th Arsenal. And then 5th, Chelsea. 6th, Newcastle. 7th, probably Brighton. Maybe Brighton overtakes Newcastle. How about that? Brighton over especially if they get Mohamed Kudus. If Brighton get Mohamed Kudus, they're going to finish 5th. All right, that's what I'm saying. And then Chelsea. So there's my top 6. Psychedelic. Thank you for that. That's always fun to think about. I'm always thinking about Spurs. It's always nice to think about something else. Lo Celso was good in preseason. I wonder that. Personally, I don't like Giovanni Lo Celso. I don't like what he's done in his Spurs shirt. I don't like his attitude. He never smiles. I don't like a lot of things about him. But again, I'm a simple man, and I've always said if Ainge wants him, I got to support my man Ainge because I'm getting behind the manager, and I'm just excited for things to come. So if he thinks he can get a tune out of Lo Celso, if he wants Lo Celso, I'll just shut my mouth. And until he does stupid things under Ainge, then I will continue to berate Lo Celso. But maybe I'll dial it back a little bit because if Ainge wants him, then I want him. Scott M says, if we buy Gift Orban, I will get excited based on nothing more than feels in YouTube. There you go, Scott. Lean in. Get excited on nothing more than the vibes, the feels, the emotions. Get the hopes up. Get ready for some heartbreak. It's all good. Catman Jess in the house. Big up Catman Jess, another YouTube chat member checking in. And big up Jacob. Sorry I'm late. Hope it's been a great show so far. Did have Spur. I'm getting my tongue twisted all up today. But Sean was on earlier, Catman Jess. We had a great discussion. Initially, the first part of our conversation was like conspiracies and aliens a little bit. It was kind of out there, but then I dialed it back in. We talked a little bit about Messi in America and the Messi effect and the economic consequences of such. It's fun. But then we did talk a little bit about Kane and Ashley Phillips, which shout out Ashley Phillips, the newest member of Tottenham Hotspur. Come on, 18 years old, 6'4". I'm excited about Ashley Phillips. I've been saying, imagine in like 7-8 years, we're sitting with Van de Veen and Ashley Phillips, center back pairing, and they're both taller than a damn tree in the Amazon. Come on, where are you going? Not through them, hopefully. It's the capital city. It's the capital city of Iceland. Very nice. Sean D, say it like Reykjavik. Reykjavik, says Ben. Reykjavik. We'll get it right. I'll tell you what. We'll get it right. We'll get it right one of these days. Milton, I know where you're from. You're from Australia. You're from Down Under, where that's not a knife, but this is a knife. And I appreciate you for indulging me with my Australian accent. It's very horrible. I've been working on it. The more I hear Ainge, I think the better I'll get at it. But big up all the way to Wollongong, Australia. Close, says Sean D. I guess I'm close. Random question. What wheels do you run? Petrol head or eco-electric? Actually, I have a hybrid. It has a electric motor that assists and charges as you drive, and then a half gasoline, and it's a 4-cylinder. It's a Honda. It gets about 40 miles to the gallon. I don't know how many kilometers that is. 60, let's say. Big up Audio Artisan in the house. Big up. Random question. Biggie or Tupac? Personally, they're both goats, but Biggie, Biggie was more of that, like, you could put him on in the car and vibe. Pac is like that. I needed some emotional damage. You know what I mean? He's a poet, and he make you feel and think, and Biggie would do that, but lyrically it was just more of a party. So I've always vibed more with Biggie just because Pac, I mean, he'd gone through a lot of shit and he wrote about it, but Biggie for me, he did the same thing, but in a more like upbeat way, I guess. They're both great though. No discredit to either. I so wanted City to win the league last season. Couldn't handle Arsenal winning. Absolutely. I'm so glad that City was able to do that and Arsenal lived up to their name. Derek Smith, with plenty of teams strengthening this season, it gives Man City a more difficult task. Perhaps more teams will beat them and not just rely on us, Spurs, to do it. They still can't score a goal. Everyone talks this and that about you know who. Everyone's got all this and that to say about this man. They all got that and this to say about this man. But guess what? He may have gotten sent off in the match, but Erling Haaland did not score at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So I don't care. Battle Juice. Don't we have enough hate and divide in the world to divide ourselves further with sport? Exactly, Battle Juice. We are all humans. Hug each other. Even if you don't support the same club, hug each other, man. Come on. Lazy 8. Big up. Another YouTube chat member in the house. So who gets 7th? Ooh, who gets 7th? Not us. I'm saying 8th. I think with just Van de Veen, with just the signings we got right now, maybe like Gift Orban or something else. If we only get Van de Veen and Phillips as our center backs, I think 8th. Without Van de Veen, I say 10th. Without any help, I say 10th. But I can see us getting 8th. 7th is going to like Villa or one of them, Newcastle. Giovanni Lo Celso, not for me, says Gary. Yeah, I don't like him. But again, if Ainge wants him, then I'll ride with it until I no longer like what I'm seeing. Well, hello, Harry Puss. What up from hot ass Houston? If Kane goes, we should defo buy ourselves a gift. Just saying, a gift Orban, you may say. What a guy he is. I love me some gift Orban. But big up Harry Puss, new name in the chat. Shout out Houston, H-Town, hold it down. Big ups. I'm a Dallas man personally, but you know what? I can't lie. I've always never had a bad time in Houston. It's humid as hell, but I've never had a bad time in Houston. Psychedelic Shallon, what's your opinion of chemtrails? And if Kane leaves, will Spurs fans hate or respect him? What a diverse set of questions. My opinion on chemtrails is the government's lying. They're doing it to control the weather. No, I'm just kidding. Chemtrails, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Don't they do it to like make wind or something? I don't know what it is. I don't like it. I don't like people flying around putting stuff in the sky. We got enough going on in the sky. Let's stay out of the sky. Jay comes at Lo Celso. Oh, wait. In the second part of your question, and if Kane leaves, will Spurs fans hate or respect him? I don't think anyone's going to hate him if he leaves. I think they might not like him as much, but I don't think anyone will hate him. I definitely won't hate him. I just won't root him on. I won't care personally anymore. It's just going to be like, all right, that's it. Now I'm looking at the next one. So that's it. Lo Celso was another player who's just famous for being a footballer. Football-wise, he hasn't done anything significant. I agree. I had a great debate with Johnny about Lo Celso yesterday, and he was saying how instrumental Lo Celso was for Argentina, yet he didn't even play a freaking World Cup game. He only played in the qualifiers. I don't know. I don't see it with Lo Celso personally. Big up Alan Bennett. Lewis is not the owner. Yeah, Gary, missed the alien talk. Oh, it's okay. We talked just a little bit at the beginning. Do check it out. Do definitely check it out, but wait till the end. Lo Celso looked great in the preseason games. Also, Alistair Gold said the staff have noted he is much more upbeat than before he went away. I say give him till January. Maybe I need to think about this, Sean. What you're saying, this part. Give him till January. Maybe that's where I should be. Because personally, when I heard this news, when I saw this news, I was like, oh, well, isn't that great? We finally made Lo Celso feel fucking comfortable. Not like he ain't been getting paid. Not like the paycheck should have made him comfortable. The living style that he has should have made him comfortable. The people in the club don't shun people. He's always been included with people in the club. It's just his poor attitude. Really, really shitty attitude. And then now he's upbeat. Now he's excited. To me, I just see it a little too late, personally. I just see it like, wow, now you wanna party. That thing's looking, oh, I get it. We bought him for an attacking system, and then he got Jose, But my argument there is the same people who say this about Lo Celso don't want to give Ndombele a chance. If we're saying Lo Celso gets a chance, in my opinion, Ndombele also has to get that chance till January. That's just kind of how I feel. It may be a little outlandish just because of the Ndombele walking off. Lo Celso never did that. But seeing Lo Celso play with his shoulders slumped over, head down, bow-legged, walking around, kicking the corner to the first man, whiffing on the ball, passing it straight to the defense. I'm telling you, he's done just as much wrong to Spurs as Tanguy Ndombele did when he slow walked off the Morecambe Shrimp. That's just my opinion, though. Again, a lot of people feel differently. I did upset some people in the chat yesterday when I said that. But if, in my opinion, you give Lo Celso till January, you got to give Ndombele till January. Unless one of them gets sold. I'll sell either one of them, both of them. I'll do it. But I'm not opposed to giving him a chance until January. Are Phillips and the Argentinian confirmed yet? Ashley Phillips is confirmed. Spurs official have tweeted it. They've already done the media stuff with him. Ashley Phillips in the door, 100% confirmed. As far as Alejo Veliz, Mr. Alejo Veliz, here we go. I'll show you right now. Alfred out there in Iceland. Tonight, he flies to London. And that is because his medical is scheduled tomorrow. Wait, that's Mickey. That's Bayern news. Here we go. More on Alejo Veliz. Argentinian 2003 born striker will travel to London today, Sunday, his first day at Spurs ahead of medical early next week. So he's going to be announced probably tomorrow to the crowd, maybe, potentially. Tottenham and Rosario Central have just exchanged documents for $23 million package deal with add-ons, taxes included. $15 million fixed. $15 million US dollars fixed to get a youngster in the door. I'm all about it. I like this business. I'm really excited about this kid. I don't know why. I was talking with Michael yesterday on the phone, And I was just like, bro, I don't know what it is about this kid. Something inside just tells me he can be special. I don't know. I could be on the hot sauce. I don't know. Tell me, Scott's gonna tell me I'm on the hot sauce, but I don't know. But either way, this Alejo Veliz deal, talk to me nicely. It's not confirmed yet, but it's damn near there. As is the Mickey Veen Devine. Have you ever seen a new UFO? No, I have not. Unfortunately, I have not. Was that Paul Hogan? Hulk Hogan, brother. That's my Hulk Hogan impression. Audio Artisan, Method Man or Red Man? Both. Oh, don't make me choose between Meth and Red. But if I had to choose, I'm taking Method Man. If I had to choose, I'm taking Method Man. But if I want both personally. I love them together. But Method Man if I had to choose. Rage Against the Machine, rock those guys. Tupac though, insane flow. True, very true. Rage Against the Machine, love me some Rage Against the Machine. They were big when I was in high school. They're pretty big out here in the States. Biggie flow was fire, absolutely. Pac's flow was bang on the button. Biggie was more of a party flow. Yeah, and he was a story. They were both storytellers, actually, now I think about it. Fave Bob Marley song. That is a tough one. That is a tough one. I love, obviously, the classics, Three Little Birds. I Shot the Sheriff. I'm partial to. I like that one a lot. Damn, you put me on the spot. My favorite Bob Marley song, my favorite out of all of them, Kaya. I love me some Kaya. It's such a good vibe. You got to have Kaya now. Kaya. I can't sing, but if you know Bob Marley's song, the Kaya, Kaya, that's my favorite one. The vibe is immaculate. I just have such good memories with that song. Vibe is absolutely immaculate. Jay says Red Man. That's a good choice. You can't choose anyone wrong. Could You Be Loved? That's another great one. But those are the popular ones. Those are the ones you'll find on like the greatest hits. Oh, I like the ones that you won't find on the greatest hits, but I love them all. Ain't no bad one. I'll put it that way. Spurs have a better squad playing better football this season, so surely we'll improve on last year. 7th at least from Caption Grandma. I love it, Caption Grandma. 7th at least. I'm saying 8th, but you know what? I was reading this. Thought I made you mad, Lazy 8. Your lack of optimism is uninspiring, but I respect the practicality, my friend. I think we'll get Conference League, and then we tear a second A-hole right through the Conference League the following year. I love it. I'll take it. I want it. Lazy 8, don't get me wrong. I don't want what... It's just like my mind and my heart, they're in this constant battle, right? The battle of ice and fire, yin and yang. And it's like... My heart is saying, like, 5th, 6th, we get the right players in. 5th, 6th, surely. But don't call me Shirley. But I'll take Conference League. And I know Ainge will take Conference League super seriously. And that's a winnable competition. I don't want Champions League. I like Europa because maybe we could do something nasty if we really nasty. Now talk to me nicely. But Conference League is actually like our level. I've always said that, and that's a winnable competition. The trophy looks cool. It's big. I love everything about it. People take the piss out of it. West Ham's won it already. We got to go win it. I would love to get it. I would love to get it personally. Lazy 8. Sorry if I'm uninspiring. I'm not trying to be uninspiring. I want Van de Veen and one more. Just give me one more center back, please. Aren't footballers just famous for being footballers like most of them? I believe so. I do believe so. I heard chemtrails contain aluminum, barium, arsenic. So I don't know what all that is, but they probably contain nasty stuff. They hang out in the sky forever. Makes the clouds go away. Neil Shafton, 220 here, and Palos Verdes. Palos Verdes by the ocean. Big up, Neil Shafton, 220. Okay, so you're out there California time. All right, very nice. Lo Celso is the toxic ex, gives you hope, and then shit hits the fan. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I like that. I'll always respect Harry Kane unless he goes to Woolwich. Yeah, that is the one way in which we might hate that guy. Alfred Oscarson, great Lo Celso debate. I never rated him, but he's still ranked McAllister, and he scores goals. Yeah, he does. That's the thing. He cares. I guess if he cares, he can play good, and it sounds like he might care again, so let's hope. Let's hope that's the case. I don't care about feels. If Ainge thinks Lo Celso has the right attitude now and can help us, game time. There it is. And that's, again, my bias against Lo Celso, my anger towards Lo Celso. I could put that all to the side if Ainge wants him and can utilize him for sure. Veliz and Van de Veen on the plane. Van de Veen was supposed to do the medical today. Was supposed to do the medical today, but he did not. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I saw this. Let me share this with y'all. Charlie Eccleshare. I don't know how many freaking... Oh, 51.8. That's... Oh, Spurs correspondent for Athletic. So... Spurs correspondent from Athletic says, Micky Van de Veen hoping to be at Tottenham's friendly tomorrow against Shakhtar. He's flying to London and will likely be at the game as things stand. Medical plan for Monday. Okay, so his medical's not even tomorrow. I thought his medical was tomorrow. It's not even tomorrow. It's Monday. Maybe they're going to do Valise, or not Valise. Maybe they're going to do, yeah, because Valise flies in tomorrow. So maybe they're going to do them both at the same time. Save some money. I don't know. Let's hope he's there, though. I freaking hope he's there. I really do. Let's see. Where am I at? Ain't competition a sick concept by default? No, it's in our blood, man. We were always born to compete. I love I'm too competitive. Ask my wife. Yesterday was our 5-year anniversary. Neither one of us took it easy on each other. We were playing Mario Kart. I just can't lose in Mario Kart. Anyone want the L, hit me up on Nintendo Switch. I will hand you the L any day of the week because I am a pro at Mario Kart. I have the 5th fastest time in the world on Wario's Playland. But anyway, I'm very competitive. I don't know if it's a sick concept. I think it's innate. I think it's a natural beast of us. Excited for him for the future. Sure. Excited for him to come in and contribute this next season. Insane. Maybe I'm insane, man. Maybe I'm insane. Aren't those two the same person? I don't know what you're talking about. One time I saw a fleet of several metallic roading crafts and I wasn't even tripping. Whoa, man. That's far out. Valise and Orban, the successors to Son and Kane? Ooh. I don't know, Derek. That's a good question. I hope not. Because I love me some Son and Kane. But it might be the end. But you're probably right. I do love me some Orban. Never heard of Valise, but he makes me excited. Let's see. Small Axe, the best Marley tune, says Harry Puss. David Calvino, Iron Lion Zion. I like that one too. That's a good one, David. Nice and cool with the Pacific, probably 79 with the win. Okay, Neil. Okay, Neil. That's enough, Neil. Thank you for that. Enjoy it. But guess what? It was 110 by 10 a.m. out here for me in El Paso. So enjoy it, you lucky, lucky dog. Never heard Kaya. I'll listen now. I'm a greatest hits merchant. Check it out, man. Kaya's one of my top ones. I don't know if it's my favorite. I don't know if I can name my favorite, but Bob Marley loved THFC. That's what I've heard. But I thought some of those photos were Photoshopped. But I'm all in on the propaganda. I'll do it. Big up Adrian Lawrence. ZZ Top, a great Texan band, and the Hotspur Hippie is their doppelganger. ZZ Top, R.I.P. I'm a Willie Nelson guy. He's from my same city as me. Shout out Willie Nelson. Great Texan in himself right there, Mr. Willie Nelson. Tough Gong was a yid. Loved him. Some Ozzy Ardiles. Okay, very nice. I also like his son, Damian Marley Jr. Gong. I like him a lot too. Because he kind of does like the rap reggae stuff. He kind of blended a couple things. Him and Nas, Damian Marley and Nas's album. If you haven't heard that, that's a great album. It got me. I enjoyed that a lot in college. I enjoyed that album so much in college. Derek Smith, we have some very good players. They have no confidence last season. With a confident squad under Postecoglou, then I wouldn't at all be surprised if we finished much higher than your prediction. This is the thing I've been saying about Ange Postecoglou, is that I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I don't think they have enough game footage on the man to know what he's going to do to plan against him, but I do think that we're going to surprise some people maybe in the first couple weeks, first couple matches, hopefully anyway. But you know what? When you play with confidence, you could literally do anything. Look at Leicester. Look at who won the Blackburn back in the day. These inspired players can achieve anything, and that's what I love about the sport. Literally anyone can do anything at any time. It's insane. That's why it's the most beautiful sport to me, and the world sport in general. But I hope we finish higher than I want to see, Derek. What I'm doing, it's like with the counting money. You know what I mean? When you look at your account and it says like $137, let's say, you'd be like, okay, I've got like $100, because you don't want to spend, you don't want to say, oh, I have 140. So I want to undersell. So that way at the end of the season, when we finish higher than what I predicted, now I'm like, okay, That's what I'm thinking anyway. That's what I'm trying to do mentally. Valise medicals tomorrow. Big up Sean D. Andrew Seymour. Lascelles will play a few games, then get injured. Proper sick note. Want him gone. That's another very valid argument against him. I hate to put an injury on a player like it's all his fault, but I mean, gotta call a spade a spade. If you could bring back one dead artist, who would it be? Bob Marley. He would unite the world. Bob Marley every single time. I've been dreaming of having dinner with Bob Marley since I was in high school. Mario Kart is definitely the one. Are you a flat earther? Nope, never believed it for one. I did put like 5 minutes of like maybe, but then I was like, no, it's just completely silly. So no, I never believed that one. Non-dodging any question, respect. Yeah, man, that's what I'm here to do. Y'all are here spending your time chatting with me, having a good time, talking Spurs, a little music, a little conspiracy, a little aliens. It's been a fucking unique show. I don't know you get this kind of show anywhere else. 5th fastest time in the world on Mario Kart. Talk to me nicely. Yes, Peanut. That's what I'm saying. 5th. It was like 2 years ago, because online on Mario Kart 8, you can play in a solo and just go as fast as you can, and then it compares you with everyone in the world. And I had 5th on Warriors. I'm just saying, talk to me nicely. Willie Nelson, Angels flying too close to the ground. That's a great song as well. Willie Nelson is fantastic. I've seen him live several times. He does like in Austin every year. He does like this music festival in Austin, and I used to be friends with a guy who had a food truck that catered that event, and they gave out like free tattoos and shit, and like it was a great time. I didn't get to meet Willie Nelson like I hoped. I more was like serving burgers, but it was still a good time. What college did you go to, and what did you study? I went to Tarrant County College in North Texas. It is a community college, not a university, but that's okay. It's a lot cheaper, and I don't have a bunch of debt because of it. They actually paid me to go there, so it's very cool. Made money to do it. Got laptops and shit. It was a lot of fun. And I studied radio and television broadcasting and production. So RTVB and Associates in Science. That's what I got. Got a job with the Dallas Cowboys. I interned with them, got a job, and then I was like, you know what? I was going to continue my education and go get my bachelor's in production and broadcasting. But honestly, I started getting paid so much money with the freelance gigs and with the Cowboys that I was like, shoot, I don't need to do it. I did that for 6 years, and that's it. 8th is the highest we can hope for. That is being optimistic, says Scott. Sid Vicious. Greece done it as well, shocking the football. Yep, 2004 Euro Cup, never forget. Just like Leicester, so many miracles do happen. Big up Daniel E. Derek says, gotta go. Yeah, I will be wrapping up the show here in about 7 minutes, and then I'll be redirecting you on over. Let me make sure he's still live. Yeah, they're partying over there, good time. So I will send you on over to Bobby K. They've got a nice show going on over there every Saturday, and I did overlap with them, I forgot. But Derek says, gotta go. Loved your stream. We'll catch more. Big up, man. Glad you're here. Glad to see you officially tuning into the channel. Got to see how my second team, Plymouth Argyle, got on in the championship today. Have a good one, Jacob, in chat. No, I don't want to know the result. I love watching me some championship. They're adding a lot of time on, and I like to see that. Big up, Derek. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy. I've seen an early album cover of Willie Nelson's when he had short hair and no beard. He looked like I don't know what a crooner is. Hope it's not offensive, but I don't know what that is. Spurs are 50-1 to win the EPL, which makes them 7th favorites, 17-4 to get top 4. Much would be worth a tenner. Surely, but don't call me Shirley, Captain Grandma. Put your money on it. What's your opinion on gun laws in the USA? Next question. That's a big. If you want to know where I stand, I own a handgun, but that's it. I don't own any rifles or anything. I'm not into hunting. Just simply got a 9mm for home protection type shit. Never used it, so it's kind of pointless. Per my wife, she'll say it's very pointless, and I kind of agree with that. It is pointless, but you know what? Yeah, it's one of those things you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And that's kind of my mentality on it. So I don't know. I don't think that people should have rifles. I'll put it that way. If you got anything that could shoot semi or automatically, nah, you need single burst, low bullet count that's my, but anyway, I don't want to digress. Jacob, remember, mate, no more excuses for Romero this season. Absolutely, Daniel. No more excuses for the one and only, the beautiful Christian Romero. No more excuses. Not at all. But I want to say, before I do close the show out, big up to Christopher LaPlante grabbing the membership. You told me where you were, and I already forgot. Virginia, I think it was. Virginia? Damn it, man. I forgot already. I'm sorry, dude. But big up, grabbing the membership. I do appreciate that immensely. Let me see here. There it goes. Save that. And there we go. Now I got the redirect solved, so all you got to do is sit tight. I'm going to send you on over to a Canadian friend of mine, Bobby K, with 3 Spurs Boys. If you haven't gone over there, just say USA Raid when you get on over there. If there, it's a chill channel, very chill. Ladies night tonight, so he's got the ladies on. Real quick, Foxy, big up Foxy Lady. That's a great Jimi Hendrix song. Have you noticed the Messi impact on football in the U.S. yet? Foxy, I actually talked about this with Sean earlier from Spurs Talk Show, and we broke it all down. So go back. I'm in the stream, but go back and watch it. When Sean joins, we start talking aliens and shit, and then I pivot to Messi, and then I pivot to Spurs, and it's quite great segues, if I can say so myself. Big up Clinical, the Jamaican citizen. Good City fan over here, starting out his YouTube channel. Big up yourself, Clinical. Says, dang, I got here too late. Don't worry, my friend. It is all good. We'll get you on the channel very soon, Clinical. Don't worry. Great show, Jacob. Sorry for asking difficult questions. Hey, you're asking fun questions. I'm all about having fun. But that's going to do it for episode 25 of the Untitled series here on United Spurs of America. So big up yourselves. I want to say thank you to the patrons of the channel. Thank you to the YouTube chat members. And thank you so much to you watching this live or on playback and hitting that like, hitting that subscribe. That's what it's all about. All right. So I do appreciate you doing that. 83 likes, 80 votes. We got more likes than votes, and that's a beautiful thing. That never happens. We usually get more hating ass motherfuckers than usual, but guess what? We didn't today, and that is a win in my book. So I'm going to play you just a short little outro and then redirect you on over to 3 Spurs Boys. If you just go for a minute or two, just hit a like, say USFA Raid, subscribe, show them some support. Great channel over there. But until next time, as always, I hope Peanut's still here because they know my outro. Stay fresh, stay blessed, up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. And as always, quiz.
United Spurs of America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.